Yo, this is the Scar City Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. 3 men have been found guilty after a trial at Wood Green Crown Court in North London that went on from the 15th of May until yesterday. And they were sentenced, Thiago Alves was sentenced to 8 months for perverting the course of justice. Michael Schur had a suspended sentence also for 8 months, but he didn't go to prison. And a third man, Yakov Nawagroski, has fled the country, police believe, after being charged with conspiracy to pervert the course of justice and false imprisonment of children. The court heard that this case happened in 2017. I have no idea why it's taken so long to come to court. It only happened yesterday when they were sentenced. On the 3rd of July 2017, at about 20 to 9 in the evening, police received a number of calls saying that 2 juveniles had been detained for a robbery in the Stamford Hill area by members of the Shomrim, a community neighbourhood watch scheme that patrols areas of London. On arrival, allegations were made to the officers that the 2 youths, who were found to be 13 and 15, had attempted to rob Alves of his moped. It was claimed they surrounded Alves, demanded his moped keys and pushed him. Alves, a delivery driver, along with Schur and Nawagroski, both members of Shomrim, later made sworn statements to investigating officers in which they supported these allegations. As a result, the youths were arrested at the scene and taken to a police station. The 2 boys, who were both of previous good character, were kept in a custody cell for 16 hours. However, detectives investigating the allegations made further inquiries and were able to locate CCTV of the incident, which completely disproved the story. The boys were nowhere near Alves, had certainly not pushed him, and had made no attempt to steal his moped. They was released and an investigation began into conspiracy to pervert the course of justice and false imprisonment, because when you start playing vigilante and you take the law into your own hands, there is a lot of consequences that go in for that. You can't hold children against their will in that regard. When you're an adult, it's just not, you have to conduct yourself in a certain way. And with a little bit of research into the story, I found out that these kids didn't even have a criminal record, nothing to do with it. The CCTV showing of the kids just going past the area, and when you live in the ends, people tend to dress the same, do you know what I mean? Even if you're not on road, even if you're not doing road like that, part of a gang, you're still gonna wear tracksuits, you're still gonna fit in with your mates, do you know what I mean? Even if you're not about that life. And these 2 kids was basically just apprehended by these 3 men, and they basically just made up a whole story, completely and utterly fabricated it all, and they still don't know exactly why they did it. This is the most disturbing part, is that there's no actual real reason as to why they nearly gave these kids a criminal record. Let's put it like this, there's a lot of children, I can speak from experience, when you have a criminal record from a young age, people will start treating you in a certain way, and you'll also start looking at the world in a certain way, and especially when you get convicted of a crime that you weren't actually involved in. And for example, this could have gone very differently. These young kids could have been convicted of this false crime, came out of that police station very angry at the world, and gone about committing more offences because they think, well, if people are going to accuse me of doing stuff for no reason, then why don't I actually commit the crimes? And that is a mentality. I've seen that happen a lot. The Shomrim is actually it means security. There's a few different Shomrins all over the world. There's some in America, and they help the police, and they seem to obviously have done quite a lot of good stuff. These guys, especially from research, I found out that Michael Schur was actually in a BBC documentary 10 years ago where they followed them around Stamford Hill with their team and showed how they operated. They also showed about the fact that the police said they had worries about them contaminating crime scenes and also getting themselves injured, because it is a risk that they take. Of course, in times when the police are not going to respond to certain crimes, I understand neighbourhoods taking action themselves. It's a perfectly understandable reason. But when you start taking the law into your own hands and trying to set children up for crimes they didn't commit, this really scares me. And it's like, these 2 guys have been dismissed from the Shomrim now. The rabbi who runs it, it's ran by the Jewish community in the area, and he has dismissed. They've been suspended. I'm assuming they're gonna be sacked. If they're not sacked, I won't be happy about that, because they've blatantly just abused their power here and potentially affected 2 young kids' lives. Do you know what I mean? These kids were held by these men for no reason reason. That's false imprisonment, a series of charges, and only one man's gone to prison for 8 months. So I think the charges are ridiculous for what they've done and what they've put these little 13-year-old kid, what they've put this little 13-year-old boy through for no reason whatsoever. So I really want to hear people's opinions on this, but there's one thing I do need to stress. I do not want any anti-Semitic comment. I don't want no cussing of Jewish people or the Jewish faith as a whole. I really appreciate you being constructive in your comments. So please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Check us out tonight on Hot 92, 10 till 12 on the UK Takeover Show with DJ Big Us and the rest of the team.
They're the Stamford Hill Shomrim, which is Hebrew for security, a Jewish volunteer group doing what they say the police can't.
If anyone looks out of the window and sees us and feels more secure, that's what we're trying to aim.
Although the group is Jewish, they protect everyone in the area.
I thought that's absolutely brilliant. Every night